Welcome to the Young and the Restless, the Pop Culturist WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside
the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Jem.
This was every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes very, very soon. If you want to show support for Pop Culturist on your body, head over to popculturist.com/shop where you can buy wrestling shirts. Not this one, I'm wearing a Braun Strowman one today. We do have a brand new design though, which inspired by the Attitude Era WWE logo.
Love it.
Looks very, very cool. If you want to join those wrestling conversations, head over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/the Pop Culturists, as well as the Discord. Links are in the description below. And we are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pop Culturists, where we predict pay-per-views with 2K19, and Patreon is another one as well. Hey, man.
I'm good, man. I'm tired, but I'm super stoked for Fastlane now.
Yeah, no, my day. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like it's been a day.
Yeah, it's been a day.
And now I'm getting hyped. Monday we have a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and a public holiday, which makes it even better again, because we can actually enjoy it without too much of a concern. I'm going to just do this, because my hat keeps hitting the fucking headrest.
That's fine.
Looks dumb, but I don't care. But yeah, no, I'm very keen to dive into Fastlane, and with this week, they did the go-home shows, so all the little setups for moving into this, because up until, I guess, Raw, no one had any idea what was like. It
was all up in the air.
Almost no matches announced, nothing on the card. Actually, no, outside of maybe one match, which I think would have been Usos.
Yeah. And
there's no idea.
Yeah. It's been all a bit up in the air. Are they versing this person? Are they not? Is this a thing? Is it not? It's been really hectic. But we've had the. We've had the setups ready to go.
Understandably, Fastlane is obviously not going to be massive compared to the likes of Mania, which is about a month away from now. So it is actually, it's a month away almost on the day.
Yeah.
I understand this pay-per-view is never quite as impressive as your Chamber or as your Rumble.
Yeah.
It's just that pre-setup in the same way that Backlash is always disappointing comparatively.
But
there were some cool things here, and so. A lot of things could have happened this week that set it up. Yeah, that's right. It set up some good stuff for Fastlane. So let's kick things off, as we always do, with Monday Night Raw, which aired on the 4th of March, and it was in Philly. Nice. I do like Philly. Philly's a good place. It kicked things off as it did the week before with Roman entering. He comes in and talks about some of the things that went down last week, including talking about the remission, all that sort of stuff.
I've been calling him Remission Reigns lately. I'm punny.
That's brilliant. But he comes back, talks about how, although there's been lots of achievements with his remission and just moving forward, it's going great, it's going wonderful. However, there is, one roadblock.
Yes.
And then, he gets Seth to come in to talk about. He's like, hey, man, there's sort of this implication in the conversation that I know you're going for the Universal Championship at Mania. That's cool. Do what you got to do. Slay the beast. Make it happen.
But I want it.
Back.
Yeah.
Because I think the exact words were, you know what it's like to vacate a title without technically losing it. And it's tough and it's hard. Yeah. So I think at some point we're going to see them beef off.
Yeah.
That sounds sexy.
Yeah, I feel like especially because of what happens a little bit further down, he's obviously talking to Seth about hey, you know I love you. I need to ask you a huge favor. Just one last ride, man. Can we get the band back together? Can we do this Shield just one last time? Yeah. Life's short. We don't know when it's going to end. Who's going to, leave? You don't know. There's a possibility. Obviously, things are up in the air with Ambrose. Let's ride one more time.
Yeah, it was great. So with knowing that Ambrose leaves after Mania, that puts those things in motion. As in, if we're going to be the Shield one more time, we kind of need to do it now or we'll never do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
And on top of that, with the idea of let's say fucking cancer again, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've seen how scarily quick life can go away.
Yes.
So let's put that shit behind us. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. And Seth agrees entirely. He's like, you know what? You're not wrong. Life's short.
Well, there was initial hesitation, obviously.
Of course,
because,
what he did when he did it, no chance.
That was bullshit, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what Seth said.
It's one of my killer highlights of 2018 was that was a brutal episode. It was a great episode. Horrifying, but great.
Yeah.
So Dean enters. presumably to talk this out and see what's going on. But of course, Dickhole Elias comes in, just wrecks him with a guitar.
Smashes him with a guitar.
And it was this weird sort of setup because with them not knowing how Dean's going to react to this conversation, so when they rush out of the ring to come to his aid and he's just writhing in pain, they've almost got this weird line of, do we pick him up? Do we help? Do we leave him? Like, what do we do?
Seth puts an arms down and he gets thrown off.
Yeah, so they both reach to grab him. He said yes, so his arms are thrown back and it looks to not be on the cards at that moment in time.
Can I mention, I did get very confused when Roman Reigns come out and I was like, didn't I see this last week? Because he had the exact same get up, the exact same hair. I was like, am I watching the right? And then he started speaking. I was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, I do the same thing. So, because I normally watch it through Foxtel.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes, they're not always as quick to upload the replay of the day.
Yeah.
So I click and I'm like, I think.
Yeah. Are we behind a week?
So I did the quick math. I'm like, no, that should be the right episode. No, we're cool.
Yeah. That's exactly how I did.
Yeah. So they all eventually get off and.
Yeah.
So at that time it was fuck Elias. I have nothing to say that.
Yeah, no.
Next, we get an interview with Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. They've discussed that, regardless of what happens here, they've broken the Shield before. They'll do it again.
Stop living in the past, says the three guys that have been doing the same thing for months on end.
Yeah, they're just them on repeat.
Yeah.
Next, we get the entrance for Finn Balor. No intro for Kurt Angle, apparently. But it was a 6-man tag match between Finn Balor, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman against Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, see, this confused me entirely. Obviously, they had Finn's entrance, no Kurt Angle. All three, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre came out at the same time. And then Braun Strowman came out. That's all good. I was so confused. I was like, don't you bring everyone in the tag team out?
Yeah, you bring all the one and all the other.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, okay.
I think maybe again, we have to put an ad break in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Who can we splice? Kurt.
Oh, which breaks my heart because everybody wants to see a good double every now and then.
It's this weird line with a match like this. I like everybody. Is it in terms of I like everybody involved because this is going to be a good match.
Yeah, definitely.
However, I feel this is the 14th time I've seen it this year, and we are 12 weeks into the year.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah, I definitely 100% agree with that.
I'm kind of a little bit sick of it, really.
It's predictable too. The outcome is predictable. What's going to happen is predictable. It's just, it's like a broken record.
Yeah, it's almost it's this situation where you look at and you're like, all right, cool. Someone's gonna get wins. Gonna be interference, and they'll do what they normally do, and they'll punch people after the bell. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna get the stairs involved, and that's gonna be fun.
Leo Rush is gonna
they
get
got
involved.
the stairs involved. Oh, someone went into the stairs. However, there was some highlights though.
Yeah.
One of the big highlights, Braun Strowman just decking the fuck out of Leo Rush through that barrier.
That was great.
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you watch it closely, you can see Drew McIntyre go, and
I'll have to go back and look.
I did giggle a little bit because I was like,
yeah.
And then I rewound it. You see him go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which he's prone to laughing at pain in the past. So
yeah, that's hilarious.
I mean, that's not really new.
One thing that did concern me though, I don't know if you watch closely, but
when Finn gets wrecked into the stairs,
his head hit the stairs hard.
Yeah, so there's almost like a double power bomb, I guess, into the bottom rung of the stairs in the center of the ring, as we've seen for the 8th time.
Yeah.
But as Finn takes that hit, he bangs his head on the back of the head on that
real
stair.
Brutal.
And ooh.
Yeah, I'm scared he's possibly concussed.
I hope not. We haven't heard anything yet. I did reach out to.
Fingers crossed he's okay for Fastlane.
I did reach out to old Dirt Sheet Dash, keep us in the loop and see what info he can scour from his peoples. But I think it will be fine. I believe you would have heard something by now.
Yeah, definitely. Any serious concerns?
I've literally wrote here, bad guys do fucking dick shit again. Yeah, cool.
Quality note taking right here, guys.
Yeah.
He's on it.
Yeah,
We're
it's
on
just
it.
boring. It's just seeing the same shit again.
I definitely do find myself tuning out whenever any of them are involved.
So literally the next three things were just the same shit again. So Natalia versus Ruby Riott, saw it at the end of last year. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Win to Natalia with a reverse pin.
Yeah, which was nice to see. Obviously, Natty's getting a little bit of a...
Yeah, it's this weird... It's this kind of nice. Like, oh, cool, they're getting a shot, but it's just a waste match.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing new here.
Yeah.
And this is where I think that I'm kind of starting to fall into the cynicism of wrestling.
Yeah.
And now that I've watched enough of it, it's just like, I'm seeing the same shit.
What the hell happened with the Natalia Dana Brooks thing? Like, is that a thing? Like, what's going on? Like, Dana Brooks has just disappeared. Like,
it's like, she's like, she literally said, I'm going to organize a match next week. That didn't fucking happen.
No match. No mask.
They just drop that shit. Why would you?
Yeah, I'm so... Yeah. What happened? Come on now.
So the Riot Squad around the side tried to do things. But,
of course. But always interference from the Riot Squad.
Natalia kind of wins and fucks off. And as she's fucking off, in comes, as I wrote here, fucking Lacey Evans. There's a lot of fucking in my notes, by the way. Just advantage. Heads up tonight. But... So Lacey Evans enters doing her bullshit walk-in again.
Like a lady.
I am so bored of this.
Put her in the ring, make her wrestle.
The only thing I can think about, like we were just when we streamed the other night, the 2K19 Fastlane predictions. One of the things that Craig and we were talking about was that sort of that rumor mill that they believe, that just Vince specifically believes that Lacey could be in the same ranks as Charlotte and Becky, and that top rung. So we're sort of looking at how, if this is the case, and they're trying to, in order to by doing this walk in walk out, it's to keep her in our memories. It's to kind of annoy us.
Yeah, reading a little speculation article about that, saying obviously. Speculation is that Ronda's leaving. This is all speculation. This is not guaranteed. This is just a spec article.
Dash has reported the same.
Yeah. Obviously, speculation is Ronda's leaving, and it won't be Becky or Charlotte replacing her. The speculation is that Lacey will be. Yeah.
So the theory that we sort of went with, as I hocked some shit out of my face.
Yeah, we're both not great in the nasal area.
So my theory is that Becky will win. Becky will win the Raw belt. This is the ideal scenario, of course.
Mania.
Becky wins the Raw belt at Mania, leaving her there, and Ronda boots after Mania, leaving her open there. Charlotte returns to SmackDown, takes on Asuka, or whoever has the belt at that time. So, because right now, we're discussing this as well. So right now, with Charlotte and Becky, I mean, their primary focus being on Raw, the women are just being lost at SmackDown.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
There's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So, by having Charlotte go back, that brings a good space for Asuka or whoever has the belt at that time.
Yes.
Actually, no, it's fucking Asuka. Mandy Rose isn't getting it.
Yeah. No.
We'll get to that later. But yeah, it goes to Asuka, so Asuka and Charlotte can sort of, they can rebuild off the old feud.
Yeah.
They can still pump off. They can still work in that space, right?
Yeah, because it's not too overdone yet.
Exactly.
So it's still buildable.
And then Lacey moves up. If what they're thinking, if Lacey moves up to be the competitor to Becky, because in terms of the traditional wrestling terms, like Becky's face now, with both Ronda, spoilers, and Charlotte sort of being that antagonist, so the antagonist in this story, where Becky being the protagonist, like that means like in order to fill that gap, Lacey would need to be a bad guy, and by having her constantly do this shit, all it's doing is putting a bad taste in everybody's mouth, which is exactly what stereotypical WWE have done.
Yeah, she did give me that vibe. I think she was speaking either at Rumble or before or after. She was on the microphone talking about how she's high class and she's gonna make an example out of everyone or something like that. I don't know. Like straight away, words coming out of her mouth, I was like, "You're a bitch," and I'm living for it. So she's definitely got that. She's definitely got it behind her. She's already set herself up to to be a bitch.
If we're going down the lines of potential the 4 horsewomen, it would be amazing to see Becky have a belt. Charlotte have a belt, Bayley and Sasha have a belt. Like they got tag team belts and both women's champs. Yeah, like that would be the ideal image. And we talked about that before. So
that definitely would be cool.
I think that would be a good place to go, because if Charlotte I don't
Especially
see
after
Charlotte
recently
and
seeing
Becky
the,
just
flashes.
beating on each other at Raw.
Yeah.
You know, it would. It's one of those things. Like, would you rather like lose in one place or go to a place where you know you can win?
Yeah, exactly.
So if I was Charlotte, I would make that decision.
Yeah, exactly it. I'd stay at SmackDown too.
Well, you know, there's history there. You've beaten Oscar before. You can do it again.
Yeah,
Nothing stopping
exactly
that
it.
happening.
Exactly it.
Next we get Triple H. He enters to call out Batista from his actions last week on Raw, where he punched up a 7-year-old man.
Yeah. That was brutal.
I can't understate how brilliant this delivery was.
Yeah.
It dreaded this really fine line of like super personal, but also with, you know, the wrestling overall.
Yeah.
It was
which is an amazing line that Triple H knows how to tread perfectly.
Yeah.
He's been doing it his whole career. He is so good at you know, keeping the real world in the fantasy. Like, it's weird how he does it, but he just makes it work so perfectly.
Yeah, and like we tried, you know, we'll break a fourth wall here. We try to do the same here. We try to keep that balance as well.
Yeah, we do
because it's part of the fun.
Yeah,
and like
the fantasy is fun.
This is the part of the fun. This is what moments like this is what makes wrestling incredibly powerful as a product.
Yeah, because it shows.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say probably exactly what you were gonna say. It shows that, like us, even though we're living a fantasy, it's also part of our real life. It's, you know, our escape from things going on in life, and it's the same for your superstars. They're living a fantasy, but they're also people behind that fantasy.
But it's all, to me, it works in two ways. One of the most powerful things about wrestling and how it all works, professional wrestling in particular, is that this the kayfabe is the term. So with the kayfabe, it's this line, it's the blurred line between reality and the wrestling fiction, right? So the more often that line blurs, the more powerful it is.
Definitely.
Pardon me. So when you have moments like Triple H in the past, with the old idea of the game happened, you know, where he was punished a bajillion years ago for something he did, you know, for something that he was involved with, and he was behind the scenes punished. But he brought that
and now he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so I'm saying he brought that into the character that is Triple H. And this moment here is that brilliant line. Like, it was this delivery of, I'm not coming at you as Triple H.
Yeah,
I'm coming at you as me.
I'm
not taking on Batista here. I'm taking on Dave Batista. Yeah. So like that was this brilliant, and he talked about, you know, like there was, you know, this was the celebration for you guys as Ric Flair to do. For us, this was the celebration.
One last ride in the ring.
It's a celebration of Richard Flair. It's Flair with an E.
Just copped one on the cheek.
It's very hard to put. It's a weird
Flair.
Flair. Thank you, Flair. Richard Flair. So, you know, there was like he's here to talk. You know, he was here personally to celebrate Richard Flair.
Exactly it.
So
a man who. We can't forget to mention, I did not know this until I watched Triple H say it. Apparently last year, Richard Flair was in a coma clinging to life. And Triple H gets teary as he's saying, you know, every phone call I got, I was dreading that it'd be the phone call saying we'd lost him. So, you know, this was obviously a big moment for them. He was saying, you know, for Ric Flair to come out and do that, you know, have his one last ride in his limo and do his woo and, you know, live that one last time, because obviously it's not something he can do anymore.
Yes, we should mention before this as well, Batista did do a little promo cut via Instagram.
Because he's so tech savvy. I did appreciate, though, because it was the filming of Raw, that he was wearing red glasses. I was like, that's a nice little touch there, Bautista.
Bautista, yeah.
Bautista.
Spelt.
Obviously, it said in his
Instagram. So, you know, he calls out Batista for just doing some thing. He's like, yeah, typical bad guy 101. Yeah. This town sucks. Me. The game's going to be played my way. Me.
That was so good.
And I really love that. And this is where, like, the trip came out, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was this whole beautiful sentiment at the start, and then it was just unleashed. Like, this was the game.
I am so excited. You know what it felt like to me? It felt like Kratos versus Drax.
Yeah.
Because
we saw that Spartan rage. The Spartan rage kicked
exactly it. Triple H 100% looks like Kratos. Like paint some red on his face and hello IRL. And then obviously Dave is Drax and it felt very like, you know, character versus character. Like I was really excited about that whole thing. I was like, yeah, like please Dave come out painted in blue. That would be great. Let's put some face paint on Triple H at Mania. Like let's just have some fun with this. Come on guys, you know you want it.
Well, the New Day always dressed in some sort of character. Like
oh yeah, that'll be
related.
awesome.
So like why not put it like Kratos in there?
Yeah, exactly it.
Yeah, so it's this idea of like, you know, it's kind of bullshit. Like this isn't a product we're pushing. I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you wherever you are.
I will come to your house and punch you.
I'll come to your
movie set. You can come to my house and punch. I'll punch you. Like
it's like, you know, like wherever I'll be, you can come and I'll punch you.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant setup.
I've always loved the way when Triple H gets passionate, the way he delivers, because you feel it in your soul. Like the way he stares at you and like you can just feel his eyes burning. Like I felt my retinas tingling a little bit. I was like, oh, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it was intense.
It was amazing, and I loved it. Yeah. I lived for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was one of those moments of it's like after just watching 3 garbage matches, I'm like
that moment alone was 2 Kurt Angles.
This is why I love it. Like this is like you just want like this is this moment right now.
This guy right here
is what makes this amazing for me.
Yeah.
Next we get a bit of heavy machinery. So I think they see some footage that they've been made fun of.
Yeah.
Backstage, whatever.
I think it was the Ascension.
It was So in the locker room there was the B Team, Ascension, and Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
Okay, so it was all of them back there.
And they're all talking schmack. Then we cut to Dean sort of hiding in the back as he does fucking weirdly. Roman comes out going, I thought was done hiding in this place. And Dean's like, yeah, and then leaves. Very weird.
I'm Dean Ambrose, bye.
Yeah, I'm Dean Ambrose. I'm sad and I'm hanging out in fucking weird cupboards. Then we get confirmation that there's a gauntlet match between the heavy machinery and everyone we just mentioned. So the B Team, Ascensions, and Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Brilliant.
You know what I do love? Even though they only call Otis now, his little name tag still says Dozovich.
Yeah.
I live for that. It's just that one little touch. I was like, oh, it says Dozovich.
See, we'll just say, win goes to heavy machinery after taking out literally everybody.
Yeah, they powered through that match. I loved it. That was such a good fucking match. Pardon my language. Not pardon my language.
I said fucking like a thousand
times. That's why I said not pardon my language.
Yeah, like heavy machinery are brilliant. Every time I see them, I get them more excited, and I need more of them on my television.
Yeah.
Like last week, it was that line of funny when he was, they're like, "You're at the back getting cheeseburgers." Cheese. Yeah. Like you just like that's what's great about Otis. Is there's moments of him being kind of this crazy silly dude
he
who just kind of
have to do much
almost
to be
like a stupid character, and then they have him now in this episode when he's like, man, when I hear this shit, it kind of like hurts my feelings.
Yeah,
man. And it's this weird,
and that cut me deep. I was like, oh
yeah, it was this beautiful line of like he's not that fucking idiot that like that they're sometimes showing him to be.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man,
that cuts you deep.
But then, because of that,
so
when he got into this match and he dominated and he
absolutely
won, and he was like, he did his caterpillar, got the win. I believe it was on who was last. It might be in the Ascension.
It was no. It was Hawkins and
it was Hawkins.
It was
and
Hawkins.
Yeah, because the B Team were out first, and then it was the Ascension.
And I feel like he would have gotten the. Because it's always Kurt Hawkins that gets pinned. So
I think so, yeah.
Pretty sure that's how
so it was good in that sense. Like I kind of looking at who they were taking, I'm like, no one of these guys are gonna win.
Yeah, exactly it. But it was still a good match.
Like, they'll be rusty. They're all poo. But no, it was great. Give me more heavy machinery constantly.
100% more heavy machinery.
Next we get Charlotte chatting out the back, talking about how she wants to come claim the currently vacant Raw Women's title.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see how it goes. Dean's hanging out in a different room. Then Seth comes up and is like, why are you hanging out in this room? He's like, mew. And mew. He's like, well, do you want to come be Shield? And he's like, mew.
I've got to focus on my match tonight. I've got other things on.
And then he just like seats to fucking melt into a pile of chairs.
Yeah, I don't know. He was sitting on like a road case or something, wasn't he? And there was like a curtain behind him.
So he was sitting.
I was like, I want a cubby house like that. Where do I get one?
He was sitting in like like folded up bleachers, but surrounded by tarp, sitting on a roadie box in a hole.
I love it.
Like,
I want one.
He made his own little Dean cave.
Can I have one? Can we hang out? I'll bring the pillows and the chips.
And then I've written here, Elias saying some shit. So
Yeah,
Elias is there.
I was actually quite excited to see Elias actually get another song out. I think I've only ever seen him do 2 songs. And, like, he talks shit and he's such an asshole. But it was nice to see him get a full song in. Like,
yeah, it was
props
alright.
to you, Elias. You can't sing for shit. You're just there, to look pretty because everybody loves guitar. And yeah, no, I loved and hated it at the same time. Like, I loved that you got a full song in, but no.
Yeah, so then it became Elias versus Dean Ambrose. In the scheduled match, it was fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Win went to Elias. So as Dean's sort of writhing in pain in the ring, Roman and Seth enter to sort of have one last chance of chat with him. They're like,
come on,
hey
guys.
man, you look really beat up. You know who would have been really helpful if you had the shield?
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah, he's writhing around. They're trying to stop him and talk to him, and he ends up just like, stuff this, and rolls out of the ring.
Yeah, and then just the shield exit, the shield
Yeah.
entrance in reverse.
Yeah.
It goes halfway up the thing. Next thing, we get 3-man blend.
I love that.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter yesterday. It made me laugh really hard.
Blend.
Yeah, so we get Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre come in being like, yeah, we broke the shit with you again, which is what we just heard like fucking 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Then they enter the ring, jump on Seth and Roman. Dean's like,
he's
conflicted,
so conflicted.
conflicted. Yeah.
Oh no, lunatic fringe. I'm so crazy. What do I do? Oh.
Runs in, punches on everyone. They get everyone's just dead. And they all kind of scuttle out, leaving the 3 of them, and they're trying to talk, and they're in quite a lame setup. You got Seth and Roman doing the shield hands, pointing at the hard cam, and Dean's in the background like, I'm crazy. I don't know what
do I do? The ring ropes. What do I do?
I kind of wish he's like, and then they drop the thing, and then like best friends, and it was just very weird.
Yeah. It seemed like he kind of like just gave in. He's like, fine. Like the whole like the other week when he was like, Seth, where were you out there, man? And he's like, are you mad? And he's like, It felt a bit like that.
It's like part of me was like, shit.
Yes.
Like there would be no reason for them to not do the shield. Yeah.
I told him last week that Seth and Roman were looking back at Dean.
No. I still think they didn't.
Are they so?
No, they totally did not. The way this works, the way this episode starts with him going, do the shield, and he's like, no, implying this is the first time they've spoken about it. They did not. I stand my ground. They did not look back at Dean. At last week, they didn't give 2 fucks about the shield. They just wanted to pound people together.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Ooh, that was fun. Maybe we can do the shield again." And so it's like, "No." And then he's like, "It was." What I love about that conversation was, "Hey, Seth, you want to do shield? No, come on, no,
come on,
no, come on,
no."
Right.
Peer pressure. But I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for
it.
I'm
excited to see the show, but it's one of those things we have kind of seen it before, but it feels good.
I was looking on something on Twitter and somebody's like, why did they overlook Kurt Angle for this? Remember when he was super happy to be in the Shield and then with the photo of Kurt Angle is that? I was like, fuck, I've never seen that before. This is the best thing ever.
Next we get Steph McMahon. She's talking to Charlie. She just walked out of, I assume, their change room. I don't know.
It says McMahon office, family on it.
It's weird they all have the same change room. It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
She talks about how, as per what took place last week with Ronda Rousey, presumably for giving her, handing over her title, that what is best for business as Steph has decided to lift all fines, all charges towards Becky Lynch and her 60-day
suspension
has been lifted. It's nice. And they will be, so Becky and Charlotte will be facing off at Fastlane for the Raw Women's Championship. Holy
what
fuck.
An amazing turn of events.
See, this was a moment of pure awe. 'Cause I'm like, I don't know how this can go.
Yeah.
Like, I have moments where I can predict. Like, I think I've consumed, because it's one of those things, that old expression, you do 10,000 hours or something, you can think you become a bit, you start to hone your craft.
Yeah.
I think I've watched like 10,000 hours of wrestling in the last 8 months. I think I can be like, this might happen. But saying that, and I went,
I don't know.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. You know, it's because like in my head, I did have a setup of what you know. If all the right blocks are in place, this is what will happen at Mania. And they did this, and I went, my blocks have been moved. Yeah, and I don't know how to deal with it. Yeah. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, because, you know...
The tables, ladders, and chairs have been turned.
It's this weird line, because it does kind of throw... It's kind of just foregoing that Becky won the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's almost like they could have had anybody else win the Rumble, and this would still happen.
Yeah.
You know, as in, it's kind of forgot that was a thing. It's a real bummer.
Becky hasn't forgot.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't mentioned it. No one's really mentioned it. I saw it on, like, a title card. It said... in like the smallest, it was almost like that, like terms and conditions. Like,
no, she does. I'm pretty sure she mentions at some point. I'll remember when we come to it. I swear I heard her mention it. I don't know if it was online or on Raw. I'll remember.
Next we get to another bland match that we've seen before. Tamina versus Sasha.
We're obviously sort of Bailey and Sasha's corner. And Jax and Tamina's.
This is sort of bouncing off Bailey versus Nia Jax last week, all set up for their tag team championship match at Fastlane. I so fucking care.
Can I say, we were, just as a refresher, because obviously Raw was 2 nights ago, we were just running through some highlights, and as soon as Tamina came on screen, I swear I heard Sideshow Bob stand on a rake and go, yeah, because that's the noise that came out of Ryan. Yeah. It was phenomenal.
Like, because yeah, like, cause you know, the thing is, I watched Raw like 3 days ago, so it's not entirely fresh in my brain when we do this show.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll rewind.
Yeah, quick little refresher. Yeah, we do this. Yeah. And I was like, we have our notes, but we do like to just make sure we've got them right.
Yeah, because you know we wanted to make sure we're never always accurate. We try to be at least mostly accurate.
Yeah.
Yes, win by Tamina. I'm like, oh, because like Sasha won last week. We don't know who's gonna win the belt.
Yeah. Crazy.
Bailey and Sasha will retain.
Yes, of course they will.
It's just like I just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like it's. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like I understand that they want us to care about Nia Jax and Tamina. I'm like,
but there's better teams that can be. Yeah, there's phenomenal tag teams that can be versing. There's other people that should, like, it's this weird line of, the Iconics would be better than this.
I know there are hundreds of people on, like, the Raw and SmackDown roster combined. Mm-hmm. So why are we seeing the same fucking 25?
Yeah, exactly it.
And, like, just piss them off. I'm done.
Yeah.
The SNL dudes. Earlier in the show, they did announce that 2 people from SNL were the special correspondents for Mania.
Oh, okay.
And they were walking around being like, what is wrestling?
I don't think they even mentioned their names. Like, I completely like lost them from my
If I didn't watch that highlight reel, I would have forgot they were there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like.
And
yeah.
No chance.
There was one.
Because like, this is literally an additional part of my notes.
Yeah.
This is like there's my notes, and I went, oh yeah, the SNL dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I completely forgot about them too. Although there was a good little thing there where one of them, the shorter dude was like.
There's a black and white dude.
Yeah. There's a black and white dude. The shorter white bloke. He was just like. I think he was talking to Braun Strowman. He ran into Braun Strowman.
So is the wrestling real? And then he gets fucking picked up by the
net. And Braun's like, is it real? And he just grabs him by the throat and he's holding him up. And then it cuts away to something. And when they come back, like they've got all these trainers. Like, he's like blue and he can't breathe. And they're like, Braun, put him down. That was hilarious. I did enjoy that. Because I think like before that, I think it was like the black guy was like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And the other dude's like, oh, do you want me to come? He's like, no, that's weird. Don't come to the bathroom with me.
Yeah, so we need protection or something. Yeah. You fucking fine.
And then, Braun was like, I'll see you at WrestleMania. He's like, he's not going to WrestleMania, is he? It's like, of course he's going to WrestleMania, you idiot.
Braun Strowman.
It's Braun Strowman. And you're going to get these hands. Yeah. Clearly.
That's what I'm saying. Sounds a lot sexy when, like, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Get these hands.
I'm getting his hands.
I did a butt grabbing gesture, so you know.
Yeah. Squeeze. Just a little hair. Anyway.
Next up we get the Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet for SmackDown. For a Raw tag team match.
What, the rag team.
the Rag Town. You know, they go. What's that? You know, that style of music.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a belt. So this was another weird setuip for me as I get way too far away from
This is a familiar setup though. This has been happening for the last couple of weeks.
We've seen this before, and it's this. Let's look at it this way.
He's putting the hat on. It's serious.
No, the hat's been on. I Pokemoned it.
He's adjusting the hat. No, I've had that for a little while.
No, so I'm looking at tattoos on a what's this part? What's this part?
That's my forearm.
Yep.
Got a little octopus guy here. He's really cute.
Because I always spot the heart, but I've never spotted the little squid.
Her name's Ramen. She came off a ramen flash sheet, so she got chopsticks. She's ready to eat.
Brilliant.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this is a weird line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point we've seen the NXT guys come in and just kick everyone's assholes, right?
Yeah.
Like, sweet. The Revival were getting buried for a while.
Yes.
Everyone was moshing them, and then they finally got they're up.
They come up and.
I'm like, sweet. All right. Oh wait, how's this match gonna go? Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I had a moment.
Yeah.
Again, I was like, yeah, the NXT guys should win because that'd be great. Oh, that buries the Revival. Oh, maybe the Revival should win. Oh, it kind of buries the new guys.
Yeah, it tears you, doesn't it? And I'm really I love the Ricochet Aleister Black pairing. They're a lot of fun, and they were so close. They came so close. They were fighting for those lives. They wanted those titles, and by all means, they deserve it.
If I was to ask you, Jem, if it's a wrestling match. It's 2019. Mm-hmm. What do you think happens?
There's an interruption.
Oh!
Lo and behold, here comes Root and Gable.
Motherfucking.
I know. I thought they walked out, and I was like, okay, they just they want front row seats. They don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to
get up in their shit.
Yep. And then next minute they attack Ricochet and Aleister Black, and I was like,
yeah. So therefore, the Revival retain.
Yeah. By DQ.
Because I'm sick of saying that.
Wait, hold on. Do they attack the Revival? Because then that DQs Aleister Black in that. Isn't that the way it works? Because if they...
Either way, the Revival retained.
Yeah, because if... I'm pretty sure the way it works is if they attack the... Yeah, they did. They attacked the Revival.
Yeah, they did,
because that cancels Aleister Black and Ricochet.
That's true.
So, up yours, guys. I'm sick of interruptions. Please stop doing it.
Yep, fucking annoying.
Because it's just reigniting an old flame that we're pretty well sick of.
Yeah, but this is pretty much just set up for what will become this six-man tag at Fastlane. So. Yeah.
Well, one thing I do want to say, I did see on Twitter and I fell in love with because I saw it directly from Ricochet. There was a photo of from back in the 90s or something of Will Smith and Marilyn Manson holding hands.
Oh, Ricochet
and somebody's tagged it Ricochet and Aleister Black, and Ricochet's like, this is perfect. I was like, yes, this is the best thing ever. I think I tweeted you straight away because I think maybe Dash... I might have seen it through Dash, actually. Yeah. I think Dash reposted it from Ricochet, and I was like, this is great. It was so good. It's definitely a very accurate...
Twitter is a great place for those that are wrestling fans. Hence,
wrestling Twitter is amazing, and you need to get on it.
Yeah, because I think I sort of...
I've got one on my phone that's got it's got... Oh, what is it? Give me 2 seconds. I've got it right here.
That's where I got 3-man blend. I could come up with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, so... Because for those in the gaming sphere, recently Pokemon announced their 2 next games, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. And there's a picture of Pokemon and the Shield.
Yep, it's got the Shield at the bottom and Pokemon on top. So Pokemon Shield. I lost it at that. I was crying so hard. I was laughing so hard I was crying. I love wrestling Twitter. I love wrestling Twitter memes. Get on it.
It's good fun. And you show us.
We are on wrestling Twitter.
Yeah, that's right.
Haggard MC, Jem the PSR.
That's right.
Get on it. The pop cultures.
They should appear on when this video does go up. They should appear below. I made new cool little thingies.
Yeah. We've got some cool shit going.
So we're getting to the final part of the night, where we have Stephanie McMahon come out with the belt and a little folder. Looking like old business.
Yeah.
This was the setup for. So part of the agreement in order to have this match at Fastlane was because Becky's not 100%. She has to sign a no.
I think it was called a hold harmless.
Yeah, no hold harmless agreement, which essentially says we know you're not 100%, but you're agreeing to sign this waiver to that if you get fucked up more, you're not going to sue us.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Totally valid agreement.
Yeah.
So the idea was they had Charlotte in the ring. Becky was coming in. They're like, sign this agreement. We're going to okay this match. Boom. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is what I've written here. I said, Becky enters. They announce everyone. Becky signs. Ronda cracks the shits from the car park. Proceeds to storm through everything. Storms into the ring. And then, as I have a stutter, denies that she vacated.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't vacate it. I was making a statement or something like that.
Yeah, I was making a statement. I gave you a week to think about it. Give him my fucking title.
And Stephanie's like, well, okay.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah.
I was like,
It was great. So it was like this. She's like, okay, here
but
you go.
yeah.
So, Becky Charlotte. This is what's happening.
But yeah, by all means, she didn't actively vacate. She didn't say she was vacating the title or anything like that. So
it was presumed that she did.
Yeah, it was a presumption.
Saying that, so they did turn to, so she did turn to Becky and Charlotte, as in
Bye, Ronnie.
and said, hey, so the match has now changed, stipulations are different. Becky, if you win, this becomes the Mania main event, come triple threat.
Right.
If you lose, you're done.
Yeah.
That is the exact quote, you're done.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was you're done. It wasn't you're done if it was Australian.
Yeah.
But
if Peyton Royce or Billy Kay was saying.
Yeah. So I see. The thing is, I don't understand. Does that mean you're done as in you're fired? So
yeah, I think it maybe means that she's not eligible for the title anymore.
Yeah, but like
that's the assumption I'm making. But you never know with the
I read
WWE.
that as you're fired. Well,
Yeah.
That's a bit fucking extreme.
Yeah, exactly it.
So if anything, this leads into what everyone predicted anyway. Like
Yes.
I always had this feeling in my loins, in my man bits, that we're going to see triple threat of Mania.
Yes.
And I just, even though Becky's worst for her, which we'll get to in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
she won Rumble on a bad
She's
leg,
consistently beaten Charlotte for the better past of 7 months.
And she's done it on one leg before.
Yeah, like from Super Showdown, she's bushed her in the face consistently. Yeah. Like aside from Survivor Series where she didn't turn up, it was because she had her face blown out from Nia Jax. But just like, yep, every time they've come together, win. Evolution, win.
Yep.
You know, Rumble, win.
Yep.
Random ass SmackDowns, win.
Yep. Majority rules. Yeah. It's clearly not going in Charlotte's favor.
Yeah, TLC, win. No one really won.
No one really won. Yep.
So like it's just there. The pattern is there. So even for me, it's like, oh well, you know, statistics show.
Yes.
It's gonna be Becky.
Yeah, exactly.
And in an interesting turn of events, Ronda fucking broke.
Yeah, she broke.
She crashed the shits.
Yeah.
I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, she fully just chucks a wobbly and she's like, you know what? I'm over this. She's like, I think the phrases she used was like, I've had enough or something like that. Yeah, she
damn
goes,
your fantasies, damn the woo, damn
the fantasies, damn the man, screw the woo, and no more Mrs. Nice Bitch. And then she layeth smacketh down on everyone.
Boot Charlotte in the guts.
Yeah.
Charlotte drops and rolls out of the ring.
Yep, Charlotte obviously
smacks Becky in the side of the face. Steph just bounces.
Yeah.
And then Ronda just proceeds to.
Because Charlotte's done a runner and she's hanging out. Anytime she tries to get near the ring, Ronnie's like straight on her like, you know, a rabid dog. And yeah, Becky's getting the beat down of her life from Ronda.
We're talking like stiff shots. Like,
yeah, she was done. She was
they're
so
punching
far done.
through her.
Yeah.
This is UFC Ronda here. Just like, boom, just obliterating.
Because she was saying, I've tried to play by your rules, Steph. I've tried to respect this industry. I've copped nothing but shit. Damn your fantasies. Damn the man. Screw the woo. No. And
it was one of the things. One of the things she mentioned. She's like, even in I got booed at the Staples Center in my own fucking hometown.
Yeah.
Like even Daniel, but she didn't say this. But like even Daniel Bryan he's currently the bad dude in his home state of Washington.
Yeah.
Everyone cheered for him. Like, what is this?
Yeah, so Ronnie's clearly like, she's just...
Her grounds are there, man. She's totally valid to do this. I'm sorry, I'm leaning back.
But she...
But you know, her grounds are totally valid to take this time. And I think this is where we're going to see the Ronda Rousey we knew. The Ronda Rousey but that we before. Like in UFC, she was that smack talking, like, you know, arrogant cock that
she's the bad
punched
bitch.
everyone and won. Almost all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, I think this is gonna be. We're gonna see some cool shit. So she pretends to beat the living piss out of Ronda. Out of Becky. It does be a long day. Punches out of Becky. They get separated. Beat down again. Separated. Credits. You go to WWE's YouTube. After the credits, Ronda runs back in, punches Becky some more, and just walks out.
Yeah. One thing I did.
We should also mention he did the whole like standing on her face, holding the belt in the air.
Yeah. She did the belt up.
And this is where they have moments of like, hey, this is a business, because as she's standing on the ring, someone on the sidelines like, hold up the belt, Ronda.
I was about to say that.
Hey, hold up the belt. She's like, oh.
Yeah. Apparently, tomato sources say, that it was actually a guy behind the camera that was yelling at it.
Yeah, likely.
Like, yeah, we've got to get this shot. Like, Ronda, hold up the belt. Like,
we did promo for Mania. Put your belt up.
It's so funny. Yeah, it was so funny because you can hear it clear as fucking day. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, Ronda, like, you're supposed to be a show woman. You should.
It's because I watched it
Anybody
through.
who has a belt holds it up, Ronda. Like, get the memo.
In fact, I was watching it through Fox on my PlayStation, so I was like, oh, cool, that looks like the end. I grabbed the control. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it called me, I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it when they have those little after credit things and you're like, wow.
Yeah, well, that brings us to the end of this week's episode of Raw.
Yeah.
There are moments in this where it was kind of strong, moments where it was poo.
It was
on average, I think it's right in the line. I'd call it a 1 Kurt Angle.
I'd call it a half a Kurt Angle.
Oh, wow.
It was I was watching another channel on YouTube and this made me laugh. It was described as a hiccup. It's like nothing, up, no, nothing, up, hiccup, nothing, up, hiccup. Like, It was described as a hiccup, and I completely agree. So, overall, I think Raw this week, like I said, was a half a Kurt Angle.
Yeah, it was, like, there were a couple of moments that were really solid. It's this, like, for me...
the cons outweighed the pros for me.
Yeah, the cons are certainly there, hence why it's right down the line, because they're... I'm kind of inclined to kind of side with you now, but I'll stick to my one. With the idea that... You know, the setup to what would have been Becky v Charlotte for Fastlane. I'm like, oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see more Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Yeah,
that's adding to it. Shield come back together. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman was there. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle was there. That's pretty good. And like that, but then on average, it was kind of,
yeah, it was,
you know, and like so this, the other thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a problem. It's not a problem. It's more of a thing. So
dilemma.
It's a kind of dilemma. Drew McIntyre was looking to be something amazing.
Yeah.
Towards the end of last year, so when he was with Dolph, and then they split from Dolph, and like there was a time where
for him to grow.
he was looking like he may be the new big man.
Yeah.
In terms of like the front runners for winning the Rumble were Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. And like there was such a solid run from Drew. Like,
see, this is where I get conflicted because obviously like Brock Lesnar, we haven't seen him. We haven't heard from Paul Heyman. Yeah. Like what the hell? Drew McIntyre is there every week fighting his ass off. Like I would rather see him, like he's belligerent and annoying and he talks like an asshole, but his accent's kind of hot though. I would rather see him and Seth Rollins over Brock and Seth Rollins. Like, there's clearly, like, Brock just...
You know, look, saying that, in the same breath, it's this means to an end, right? It means to an end, right? So, by having the belt come off Brock onto Seth, Drew can slink his way in. Yeah. He's like, I want to fucking fight
and that
Brock.
I would love to see.
Yeah. And, like, that's probably the only way I can see this go. Like, in
Brock.
terms of, if we're going to put, like... You know, fantasy booking hats on. Like, that's how it could go. There's two ways that it could go. So, presumably Seth wins the belt.
Yes.
You know. And then afterwards, we're either going to have Roman push for the belt or Drew push for the belt. There's only two ways it can go.
I would love to see
and
Drew
like, you know,
and then Roman.
The idea of a face-on-face of, you know, Seth v. Rollins.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Face-to-face is kind of tough.
Yeah.
Heel on heel is even tougher. He's like, I don't fucking care about anyone here.
Yeah.
Face on face is conflicting.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I getcha.
Like good v bad is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like when you see Seth like Finn versus Brock, like ooh, you know, you know, Seth versus Brock, like, you have that.
The beast.
It's something core to us. You know, the good versus bad and siding with the side. Like that's where it is, and that like there's something innate, something in us as humans to look at those side of stories, those side of the fights, right? 100%. So that's very cool. But another rumor mill that I heard. This isn't on the dirt sheet, but I did hear this from the man. Rumor has it that Paul Heyman may have a little lack of faith in how this match is going down. So he has been in talks with Ronda for her to become a Heyman girl.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
There seems to be some doubt in Paul Heyman that it will change hands. So that doubt from Paul Heyman in Brock as well.
Yeah.
So he's already prepping his next.
His face.
Advocate.
Well, when he was talking about martyring and things like that, and obviously he and Seth had a bit of an exchange, and Seth was just like, I don't care, and just the deadpan, like, I genuinely don't give a shit, like. There was a genuine look of fear in Paul's face. Like he was shook.
And
he was shook.
For him, it's probably a smart move to like, all right, what business opportunities do I have here?
Exactly it. I would love to see. Obviously, we're starting to learn that Ronda speaks before she thinks, so things don't come out great. She gets very messy when she speaks. I feel like she could benefit greatly from a Paul Heyman. That would be. I would love to see Paul Heyman advocating our women's division. That would be so freaking cool. And I honestly, now that you've mentioned it, I am 100% backing this notion. And I want to see Paul and Ronnie, like, bring it on.
Look, all I can say is Dash delivers the goods. When he whispers little things into my ear hole, I pay attention.
I read.
He's the man. Like he's the man with the finger on the pulse.
I love it.
Dash and so when out of nowhere when I get these little messages on Twitter, he's like, I'm like,
can you Dash? Hi, I'm part of this too. Thanks. Can you send me some whispers? I'll slide into your DMs and we can talk. Because I need to hear this firsthand too.
That's true. Let us know what you thought of this week's episode of WWE Raw in those comments below on the Facebook group or in that Discord in the hashtag wrestling talks. It's good times over there. Let's move into SmackDown Live, which took place on the 5th of March at an unnamed city, probably something near Philly, I suppose. I think it was Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think
Philly is in Pennsylvania, somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think it was Pittsburgh. Yeah, it was Pittsburgh. We're not Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because I think Batista said something about Pittsburgh, and I think he meant he was coming to SmackDown. I don't know.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh's poo, and so is whatever the next place they go.
Because I'm Batista and everything's poo except me.
Yeah, because I'm Batista, I'm Drax. So it kicks things off with Daniel Bryan and Rowan entering to essentially just hype up Fastlane. So they're talking about the idea of, Kofi, and he had his chance, but he fucking lost
There was a little video package that made me really teary because poor Kofi. But we did obviously see the New Day, it was announced the New Day were not on SmackDown because they were in India for a promotional tour. And they sent in a little video and they let us know that they will be at Fastlane, which is exciting. I can't wait to see how or why, but I'm excited.
Someone's getting involved. So that's to make the idea of just Fastlane, getting that match hyped up and being like, I'm the fucking people's champion, you piece of shit. No, I'm the planet's champion, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And Rowan's like, get up!
Yeah. He's like,
letting them take pride.
Yeah. Rowan's full like, I hate listening to that man speak. Please just keep your mouth shut. But he's like, shut up. I said shut up. And you're like, no, you shut up.
Like, you know how this works. They don't shut up.
Yeah. But Daniel Bryan did say something along the lines of like, you people identify with Kevin Owens and, it's disgusting that my match went from a man that throws pancakes to a man that eats pancakes and all this dumb childish. Like I was like, what are you, 12?
Like as someone that, like fat jokes are boring. I've had them for years.
Yeah.
It's just, but like that moment... That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm like, well done. Like, it's like weird, like...
All I could think was, I want pancakes. I was like driving here because I was listening.
They were kind of... They were fat. He was just making fun of Kevin Owens because he's fat. But it was like... Or fatter than him. But it wasn't this line of, hey, he's fat. Like, there was a little bit of... Like, the initial one was clever. And then, like... I can appreciate a good fat joke. It's called ownership. I can do it. Because I'm a fat dude. There's moments of it being like, oh yeah, okay, cool, but then it just got really lazy. I'm like, I'm not feeling it anymore, man.
And obviously KO comes out and he's like, oh really? Like you're gonna stoop to this low? You are
this genius you proclaim to be.
Yeah, you claim to be like an intellect, but you're lowbrowing with fat jokes. That's what you're doing. Yeah. You think you're better than me because you're eating organic carrots instead of the normal ones. You know what you can do with your organic carrots? You can turn them sideways. And he's like, whoa. Now who's lowbrow? Like, I had a huge appreciation for Daniel Bryan with that because he was snapping back quickly.
Yeah, there was a good
he was shutting Kevin Owens down as quickly as Kevin Owens was, like, picking up. Like, I don't know. I struggle with KO on the mic. I find him a bit slow. I find it a bit boring because I think he's sort of processing what he's going to say a bit too long, so he takes a bit longer to say it. So I do get a bit bored. So
but
those
he's also a little bit rusty. He's been out for about 5 months. So
exactly. And it has been 5 months, and he hasn't been. He obviously hasn't been training his mic skills. He's been at home with his family and enjoying
his double
that time.
knee surgery.
Yeah.
Like, so prior to him stepping away for the surgery, like, he was on point. Like, his delivery is fucking hot.
And
like,
he's probably still a bit nervous too, coming back in.
I wouldn't say he was nervous, but he's got to get back into the swing
yeah,
of it. Like,
yeah, a bit
there is a
adjustment period.
Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? There is a sort of a cadence to how it goes when you talk on the mic, especially in that. So setup.
It'll obviously come back to him, but I found it a bit slow going. So having Daniel Bryan there to just pick up on him, I was feeding off Daniel Bryan with that, and I was like, yeah, you're great at being a badass. Like, you're great at being a dickhead. You keep that up. You be more of an asshole.
During all this slurs and verbal fighting, Kevin Owens slowly encroaching on the ring.
Yeah.
He gets his way in, gets up in like
Rowan
their
steps
face.
in the way.
Rowan steps away. He's like, "You got something to say, Redwood?"
I love it. He's like, "We got a problem, Redwood," and he's like, "Yeah, big one." And he's like, "Okay, bam!" Just clocks him,
and then gets stomped.
Yeah. KO just like one quick little sucker punch on Rowan, and then he just gets his ass beat.
Tries to hold ground, but he gets like that face grab with his pick and drop him and just ruins his face.
Yeah.
Next we get to a match between Jay and The Miz.
Jay Uso.
The Usos. So Jay Uso versus The Miz.
Before they
is this weird line. So the Usos were in the ring and they were delivering this bit of verbal smackdown.
A little bit of
and this is the tough thing, right? We talked about this before with the Usos.
Yes.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
They bounce off each other when they're just pulling out stuff and they're working so well. And I understand that, as a wrestler, you do have your slogan, your catchphrase, your thing. And they're like, bounce, 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 bounce. Uso, pay attention. I'm like, you just fucking ruined everything you just did. Like, all of it.
I was like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Oh, you said it.
Like, all that. I'm like, yes, you're doing it. You like,
this is
keep
good.
it going. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Don't wreck it. Don't wreck it. And you're
Yep. And they wrecked it. It sounds like a sex act. Please stop. You sound like sex criminals.
It's a line that makes you go, "Oh, you ain't badass." Like, you think you're badass.
You think that sounds cool, but it doesn't.
It doesn't sound very cool.
It sounds awkwardly sexual.
As someone that is incredibly uncool, I sense my kind.
Yeah.
And that sentence is my kind.
Yeah. But they did say some funny shit. Like, they really laid into the Miz and Shane.
I talked about like Shane's shoe game.
Oh, yeah, well, that was funny, because, like, Jay's like, and Shane thinks he's got the best shoes, like, better shoes than us, and Jimmy's like, well, actually, man, like, he really does. Like,
was this one time?
He's like, hey, shut up. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about shoes. That was pretty freaking good.
Yeah, so then Shane and The Miz enter, and so they come in and have a bit of a to and fro as well. And what I love, I can't remember which one of the Usos, he's wearing like a neck. He's wearing the SmackDown belt like a necklace.
Pretty sure that was Jimmy.
It's covering half his face. He's like, what's that?
Yeah.
It's this huge fucking belt.
I love it.
Right inside.
I'm pretty sure that was Jimmy.
Like, that's brilliant. That's absolutely so good. Brilliant.
But yeah, I did love, obviously, like, Miz was saying, this match is like a be-all and end-all. This is a taste of what's going to happen next week. Like,
on Sunday.
On Sunday. He's like, anything, any little thing, you drop the ball once and I'm going to be right on top of it. I'm going to capitalize on that. So make sure that everything you do is perfect. Exploit it. Yeah. So it's like, essentially like, make sure you do everything perfect because I got you.
Yeah. And then saying that there was some interference from other Us.
Yeah. So Jimmy interfered. Shane just bowled through him.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
And that moment was enough for the Miz to get the skull crushing finale and get the pin.
And I was, initially I doubted what the Miz said, but once that happened, I was like, damn, he's not playing. I mean, I know his music is like, I came to play, but he wasn't playing.
No play.
He was
I came to not play.
I came to exploit.
You came to exploit your weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's not quite as catchy of a music, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, that was
You've been exploited.
Yeah.
Not awesome.
Yeah, no.
Next we get Charlotte talking to someone about saying, hey, I'm going to invite Becky out for a friendly chat.
I'm pretty sure is it Charlie?
No, Charlie's Raw.
No,
different woman on SmackDown.
Kayla or something, I think.
But yeah,
she's like, an interview that Charlotte requested. I was like, whoa.
Like, oh, fuck, sass.
Well then.
Like, oh, direct sass.
Yeah.
Next we get to R-Truth with another US Championship Open challenge, which was brilliant. He comes out and he's like, look, just like my childhood hero, John Cena, I guess I'm putting my US Championship matchup today because he did it every week. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, there's some things that I didn't have to do everything he can do. And there's this, he's going on this sideline about, how it's like, well, John Cena said that you can't see him. I see him everywhere.
Yeah, because Carmella goes, yeah, but like, he's like, she's like, John Cena always says never give up. And he's like, yeah, but he also says you can't see me, but I can see him on the poster in my bedroom. I can see him on the TV every week. Yeah, I was watching a movie about alien cars, and he showed up in that too.
Yeah, it was like, I saw him in his poster, my bed sheets, at the back.
Oh, yeah, the bed sheets.
Yeah, like everywhere. I've seen him.
Yeah, I love that alien cars that are also robots, and he showed up in that too. I lost it at that.
They do this stupid dance break, and then they go, all right, the US Open opens now. Lacey Evans walks out, and he's like, do I have to fight?
He stands there and is like, what's going on? And she does a little strut, and they announce her for some reason this time. Yeah. And then she leaves, and he's like, come back here, Miss Sexy Gloves. And he's like, well, she doesn't want to fight, so I don't have to do this, right? Like, that's it. And Carmella's like, no, that's not it. And then... Samoa Joe. I lost it. I was excited. I was so excited. I was like, yes, Joe, this is your chance. Because I didn't know this.
He's never had a belt.
So I was like, oh, this could be Joe's moment. And then Rey Mysterio.
And Andrade.
And then I was like, oh, here we go. And then all of a sudden, Fatal 4-Way. And I was like, well, damn. Nobody announced that. That just happened.
Like,
yeah. I was like, okay, bring it on. I would like to see this. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good match. I'm pretty sure at some point they were chanting, "This is awesome."
They were, because it was awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime you get Andrade and Rey together, everyone's like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
One thing I did love was like this. This was like a highlight of the match for me. Is I think Joe had Truth in the Coquina Clutch. And Rey, because they were right near the ropes, Rey Mysterio just comes flying in with a 619 and takes them both out. I was like, yes, I am living for this match. Like, there's one point where Rey comes off the top ropes. This is another thing that I loved. Rey comes off the top ropes and Joe just gets up and struts away like, all super smooth.
Joe did clearly have the domination here. So there's a shot with him, just doing this strut and everyone's just dead. Yeah. Everyone's bleeding. Yeah. Everyone's dead. And he's like, oh, hey.
Yep, Rey's hit the canvas. He's gotten up before Rey could hit him. He's just like, it's fine. Yeah. I'm fine.
It was solid. So there was a moment where I believe Rey had the pin on Andrade.
Yes.
Then Joe comes almost an RKO, like out of nowhere, just fucking jumps and lands his entire 280 pounds of dude on both of them. Like, all right, and they'll fucking run out of air in their bodies. Dead. And then he just rolls up, gets the pin on Andrade.
Yep. Done. Obviously,
Samoa Joe is now the United States.
I am living for it. Congratulations on your first title, Joe. That was so exciting. I watched a lot of TNA back in the day. I did see Joe. I loved Joe on TNA. So when I found out he was on the main roster, I was stoked. Initially, I was a bit like, oh, I'm sick of seeing him. Obviously, because it was the same thing that was going on a month or two ago. Like, I was just like, we've seen this every week, and now I'm just like, you know what? No. Like, this is Joe's time. Like, I'm excited for this. One thing I wasn't excited, though, for was Zelina Vega got involved.
And then super kick to the face by Carmella.
Yeah, that was great. That was a beautiful super kick from Carmella. Although she didn't have to go too high because Zelina's, like, this big compared to Carmella. Yeah, it was just, like, a little side kick. Like, oh, that was great. But, yeah, that was awesome, even with the interferences, to see Joe take it out clean.
Yeah, so saying this, like, during the stream of our 2K19 predictions, we would, a new gentleman in the chat, his name was... something I just called him Cap. His name was really long. So Cap asked questions like, who do you believe is the most underrated wrestler right now? And I was like, Joe.
Yeah.
It's like a couple of reasons. A, because I didn't know he had the belt at that point. So I was like, A, he hasn't had a belt until now. Two, he is brilliant. Every time he comes in a ring, you'll think, oh shit, he was gnarly at TNA.
Yeah,
he could spit fire like a champion. Like when you see him, like an example.
They have an interview shortly after, and he's just spitting absolute fire.
Yeah. So like an example with that, and of course back with that little small Jeff Hardy feud a couple weeks ago.
When he was like, "How about you do like they do in the AA meetings and shut your mouth when I'm sharing?"
Yeah,
that was the best. Even Jeff Hardy laughed. That's how good it was. Yeah,
it's been like shit like that. I'm like, there's that, and he is a relentless force. When he gets the coquina clutch on someone, you're like,
you're done.
You're dead.
Oh, you're dead.
You're dead. All right.
Yep.
And that's one of those things that when you've got that sort of presence and you've got that sort of domination factor, you're like, all right.
I reckon he is gonna not only is he gonna bring the US title back into the limelight and make it something like what it used to be, which was like the be all and end all. He's gonna have a very long reign with that, I reckon.
I would like to think so.
I would love to see him have it for a long time.
Where the US Championship also means fucking nothing right now, so
I'd love to see him make something out of it.
I hope he brings something back to it.
Keep it for a while, and bring it into this massive light again.
Saying that, with Ray and Andrade both appearing at both times, I think they're hot on his heels for the belt as well, which makes sense.
Can I just quickly throw in, and I am really pissed about this, Ray and Andrade are on this Kickstart show for Fastlane.
Oh no, I disagree.
I am not happy about that.
I'm totally happy with it.
You reckon?
You know why? Think about this. The last 4 times that we have seen Andrade versus Ray, what's it been?
Andrade.
What's it been?
Wait. A normal match.
Been awesome.
Oh yeah.
So if you like, the kickoff show is always shown on non-network.
Oh, of course. I forgot about that.
It's shown on Facebook. It's shown on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's shown for free.
It's a good way to showcase.
If you want to entice people to come in, you show them Andrade. You show everyone's like,
oh damn.
Oh shit! I get to get into wrestling again.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. Like that. Like it's one of those.
Yeah. No. Now
you show that everyone's gonna piss their pants.
Yeah. Because like it's like halftime heat when it was shown on everything.
Exactly. Everyone's like, the minds get blown a little bit, right? Because right now, as they're leading into Mania, they need all eyes on WWE, right?
Yes.
It needs to happen.
Course.
So for that reason, like, look, we'll give this one as a taster. It's like this is really some sweet dank weed.
Yeah.
Now you gotta come get the heroines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a gateway drug into or something bigger. So people watch that kickoff show, and then I think there's like 20 minutes from then to the match, to the pay-per-view starts.
Sorry.
That's right. It's enough time for them to go, okay, and then quickly go on WWE Network, get the okay and come in.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now that you've put it that way, I agree entirely.
Business.
Yeah. That is business 101. I forgot that. That's why I was like, oh, come on. Nobody's going to see it. No, of course they are, because it's televised on everything.
Next, we get Aleister Black and Ricochet again. This time they're versing the bar.
Marilyn Manson and Will Smith.
Get spooky with it. No.
Yeah.
So Aleister Black and Ricochet again, which I never get sick of. Cause
little promo from the bar in the ring. They do the whole we don't set the bar, we are the bar. Yeah.
Like when your intro is fucking with Aleister Black, I've fallen into a deep dark hole musically.
Yeah.
So the people that perform his intro
You're fading to black a little bit there.
I am all in the black.
Yeah.
I went to buy a shirt and they're all fucking sold out in my size.
Oh, of course they are.
So I had a bit of tanty then. But no, so the band that does his introduction is a band called Incendiary.
Yes, I've been listening to it on repeat.
Just consuming all of the albums.
It's awesome.
Just like, what's that one? Can I eat it?
Yes.
And because that his intro has become my pump song in the morning.
Yeah, it's such
in
a
the
good
car,
song.
and it's just like, hey, whoa, I'm like,
yeah, it's so good.
Like, what am I doing today? Fucking hanging out playing board games.
I watched they do, obviously, like, if you're good enough, they give you a band to do live.
So at NXT they do nicely like to go a little bit extra when it comes to the intro. So they've had Ember Moon had a member of the thing for Hailstorm, I think, come in and deliver her intro.
That's
Bobby
awesome.
Roode had an actual choir once.
That's cool. Aleister Black had Incendiary on stage, I think, with...
It was the singer from Incendiary
and the Code Orange.
Code Orange.
Yeah, the band called Code Orange.
But yeah, what I love about...
That was so cool, his entrance walking through them, just stopping briefly while they're all performing around him. Oh, it was awesome. YouTube that shit, because it's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, because I think we're discussing, I'm like, I don't know why I'm digging it, but because it's early 2000s hardcore. Yeah. Like, that's what it is. And the deliveries, and the guy delivers in the same vein as Rage Against the Machine, which makes me hard. So it's just, it's this perfect amalgamation of what I listened to when I was 13 but I'm now 30.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely guys give you those
consuming all of it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so this did end with a win to Black and Ricochet.
Yeah.
However, as they do, the match was pretty solid. You know, we're seeing a lot of the staples that we get with Ricochet and Aleister Black now, which is fine by me.
Yeah, the black mask.
We get the Aleister backflip to the sit, and then Ricochet cartwheel off the ropes into a superhero landing.
Yep.
Every time I see it, I'm like,
yeah.
Regardless of seeing like 100 times, I still get the nice bit of
They're so good at it. Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So although they just get the win, in comes Shinsuke and Rusev, which we haven't seen for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Come in, just pound down on them two, taking the advantage. Next thing, the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Return.
Again, I'm always gonna love the Hardy Boys. There's a nostalgia of me as a young kid, like you with Incendiary. Like as a young kid, as soon as you hear that, I'm just like, yes, and like it's like a kid on like a sugar high. I'm just like I start shaking. I get really excited. It was classic Hardy Boys get up too, like Matt in the real tight shirt.
Because what I noticed is Matt's got his slick back hair. Does that mean I think
that's old school Hardys?
I think woken Matt Hardy doesn't exist no more.
Yeah, no, he's last I saw on his Twitter handle, it was like rebuilt or something like that.
Yeah, I like the rebuilt Matt Hardy.
It's very version 1 Matt Hardy, which was like sort of what he evolved into, and he was awesome.
Woken Matt Hardy was interesting.
He was definitely interesting. But
is that right amount of weird?
Yeah, this brings me back to my childhood in wrestling, and I am living my fantasy with it. It's the Matt and Jeff Hardy that I absolutely love, that I had the biggest crush on as a kid. I am obsessed with it, and I was so excited because for me, seeing the whole beatdown go down and seeing like obviously, what was it? Seeing them all in the ring, obviously, like, you know, everyone outside and that sort of stuff, like all those tag teams, it's showing to me that the dominant force for tag teams at the moment is SmackDown. SmackDown is where the tags are at, and I am living for it.
See, this comes from another place as well. So talking inside baseball, the AEW, who we talk about every week at this point, one of their big major focuses moving into what becomes their platform is tag teams.
Excuse me. Yes.
When two of the executive directors or vice presidents or whatever are the Young Bucks, which are a very prominent tag team. Like for them, like tag team is incredibly important. So what they in with all these fears and talks about the likes of the USO, the revival, you know, all these people looking at potentially going to AEW, I think WWE have made the right decision to put tag teams at the front. At the front.
And bringing people back like the Hardys is a huge thing too. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see them in the Hall of Fame sometime soon.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, they are a phenomenal tag team that has been doing it for so long, and they're so good. And I would love to see some old school ladder matches with people spearing each other off, like hanging belts and stuff like that. Like I would love to see that shit come back, and I'm like, little fantasy of mine, just hanging on to that because that was
yeah, the problem is I don't think there's anybody else that's willing to go that hard these days.
Give me more Hardys. They give me a Hardy on.
They give you a Hardy.
Yeah.
Next we get Mandy Rose versus Naomi, and I literally wrote who the fuck cares. Actually, I wrote who fucking cares. What a fucking waste.
Yeah. Just re-sparking an annoying old.
It's kind of bouncing off last week, like last month, their little like spit with the Usos as well.
Yeah,
and
Mandy's trying to break up a marriage.
This match went for a minute and a half. It's almost like, well, we're running short. We need 4 minutes. Can you go out and we'll take 2 minutes on the entrance? All right, sweet.
Yeah,
let's go for lunch.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so there's a very short thing. Mandy does her like a big lift up drop thing. Gets the pin. As Sonya and Mandy leave, Asuka
obviously Sonya gets involved, and that's how Mandy capitalizes. But yeah, then suddenly Asuka, and layers the smacketh down on Sonya and Mandy. She like throws Sonya into the big screen, and then she does the same to Mandy.
That screen's fucked for the rest of the night too. Yeah.
She butchered it, and then Mandy as well, and they're just laying there dead, and Asuka's just like, that cuts to obviously Naomi in the ring just smiling at Asuka. Asuka's just like, yep, and she walks out.
Well, because it's that sort of thing. Like Mandy
And then obviously they tell us that Mandy will be facing Asuka at Fastlane.
We knew this. I assume from last week.
Yeah, that's what I assumed
That we're looking into them Mandy going for the SmackDown belt, so they're going to have her face Asuka at SmackDown.
Yeah,
and like what other fucking random could they put on there? Like
exactly. Let's just respark an old rivalry.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. They've lost before.
Weeks,
as in like you've lost to Naomi's lost to Mandy before. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Pretty much where it felt.
But it did feel very filler, but I did love the little addition of Asuka just coming and beating the crap out of her, because take that.
Yeah, next we get to a little interview with AJ Styles commenting on the situation between KO and Kofi as the match with Daniel Bryan. I'll let you take this one before you
I love this for all reasons, because A, I love Randy Orton, and B, like, obviously AJ's talking, he's like, Kevin Owens deserves this, there's no hard feelings there, even given our history, like, I get it, I wouldn't want to be in either of their positions, but, good on him, he deserves it, and as he's speaking, Randy Orton just slips into screen, it's like, you're talking about somebody other than you having a title, match, it's just like, no wonder it took you 15 years to get here. I was like, oh, shots fired. Oh, like, I was just like, oh, this is like a meme. Where are the glasses? Like, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Like, I was like, where is all of this? Where's the black screen? Where is it? Like, I was just, I lost my mind. I was like, Randy, this is why I love you. Yeah. I was all about it. I was like, take that, AJ. I like you, but shove it in your hillbilly.
It was fantastic. It makes me wonder what they're going to do with Randy and AJ.
I would love to see that matching.
Next, then we did get the KO versus Rowan match. It was alright.
It went for like a minute.
It didn't go for a huge amount of time. There was a win to Kevin Owens. Because of
by disqualification.
By DQ with an interference from Daniel Bryan.
Because obviously he was sitting at the announce table watching the match, and KO got thrown out by Rowan at some point. No, KO rolled out, and Daniel Bryan's like yelling from this. He's like standing up next to the booth with his headphones on and stuff, and he's like, oh, he rolls out because he's a coward and he can't capitalize and he can't beat somebody when he's getting beat up, and he's a coward and he's a sook and he's a coward, and KO's just like about to get back in the ring and he's like, meh, and flips and just belts Daniel Bryan, and then it ends up being a DQ thanks to Bryan.
That's fine.
They threw him into the stairs. He did crack his knee. I was a bit concerned about that because he was clinging to that knee.
So there was a lot. There was a good old bit of to and fro going on here.
Yeah.
Next thing, Mustafa Ali fucking runs in.
Oh, glory!
Because I heard that music. Because I heard the music. I couldn't click who it was. I'm like,
yep. And then you see his name come up on the Titantron, and you're just like, oh damn! And then he comes flying down the ring, and he's like beating everybody down, and then obviously like he jumps out the ring onto Rowan, and Rowan catches him, and we're like, this is the move that injured Mustafa. This is what put him out, is that Rowan hand to the face thing, and he puts him up on the announce table, and then Mustafa just gets a super kick to the face and just takes him down.
Yep.
And obviously, as always, Rowan and Bryan went running with their tails behind their legs. Just like,
they made a face of
yep.
Like someone just pooped in their cereal.
Yep, deer in the headlights.
It was good.
It was really good. I was super excited. That was a great way to see Mustafa come back in. I'm really excited to see where this takes this.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, because as we saw, there was that sort of, with Mustafa potentially was meant to have the shot in Chamber for the belt.
Yeah, the SmackDown.
Sorry, just the heavyweight championship, right? The WWE championship.
The Hempyweight championship.
The Hempyweight championship, as it is.
Hey, I'm getting good at this.
Yeah, we're having fun. So to lose that due to injury and then to be able to come back, it makes me very excited to see what the future holds.
I can't wait.
And then it did end with the chat between Charlotte and Becky.
So
Charlotte being a brilliant piece of shit.
Oh, she's great. I'm in love with Charlotte.
You're like, hey, shut your fucking face. Everyone, just shut up. Shut up. Watch this video.
And she plays the video
it's the video
Becky
of Raw,
getting beat down.
Getting stomped. And then it's like, all right,
we got to get Becky out of here. What's the one way to do it?
Ready, everybody,
Becky. And everybody starts chanting, and she's like,
no, but everyone's kind of like, it's not everyone. But some people are like, Becky. Becky.
Where is she?
Is she fucking dead? No, what's gonna happen?
And then next minute, whoa.
Yeah, she comes in, limps her way through to the ring.
Yeah.
They sort of have a to and fro about the idea of
what Charlotte called a friendly chat.
Yeah. So during this delivery, there was a sort of a lot of chat and to and fro on about like who want to have a chat.
Well, yeah. So this is what I was getting to before. Is like obviously Becky was saying, you know, I'm a bit damaged, my ribs are a bit bruised, I took a big beat down, my knees a bit janky. She's like, but don't forget, I beat you on one good leg.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Becky Woo.
Yeah, Becky Woo.
not the Charlotte Flair Woo.
No.
I like your sport you Woo.
Yeah.
It's very conflicted Woo.
Yeah. But yeah, she was obviously like, you know, beat you once on a bad leg, I can do it again. And
so about the idea, and she goes, you know, like although may be a little bit damaged, you have to be careful for those that who are damaged. People that are damaged. They're just somebody. They're just somebody.
They're more dangerous.
Yeah, they're somebody that has nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
And Charles like, oh really?
Nothing
left to lose. And then fucking pounds her into the dirt.
Started belting her, and I was like, oh no, Becky, not again. Yeah. But then somehow Becky turns it around and gets in there, disarm her, and just doesn't let up.
Yeah.
I thought the elbow was going to snap the other way. She had her so tight in that disarm her, and all the referees and like trainers can't coming out and they're let her go, and Becky's yelling, get off me, and she's yanking at Charlotte's arm, and then they finally get Becky off, and Charlotte rolls out of the ring, and she's like,
speaking of once again back to great wrestling Twitter, someone photoshopped like as she's doing that pull on the disarmer and like a metal face.
Yeah.
Someone's photoshopped a guitar.
Just
fucking ripping a killer solo.
That's so great.
It's brilliant.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's this weird sort of like my concern with the SmackDown from Ronda was that Becky would be too hurt Fastlane.
Yeah.
And wouldn't be too bad. But now Charlotte is nicely beat up too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking like the playing field's maybe even.
So what do you think of this week's episode of SmackDown?
I enjoyed SmackDown a lot more. There was a lot more highlights from me, so I'd probably give it 1.5 Kurt Angles.
I'd give it a 1.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't hate it. I got a couple moments of
Yeah.
But once again, it does feel like everything's being, the focus is very, it's very on Raw right
now.
And this week was a fine week.
Yeah. I was more excited about SmackDown, and I felt like my focus was shifted there for sure.
No, but I mean, as a brand, as a brand
yes,
right now.
I think as a brand as well, obviously, because they're trying, I think they were saying later in the year they're moving to Fox.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to up their game on SmackDown and present themselves a bit better.
I think that will happen post-Mania, because right now the stories around the Raw Women's Belt, that's kind of where the main focus is happening.
Yeah,
and
that's
granted,
true
with even the only reason they're not focusing on the Universal Championship right now is Seth is injured and he can't wrestle, so they have to focus on the WWE Heavyweight.
Yeah.
So like
of course.
with the Kevin Owens so they're focusing on that right now. But the second Mania kicks, it's like. And instantly becomes the second belt again. And that's fine. It will happen. But I think after Mania, when they'll put more effort into SmackDown, because they'll get the reshuffle, they'll do the draft, and then everything will be in a better place for that reason.
I'm so excited for Mania. Like, words cannot describe. Mania is always the biggest. It's the grandest stage of them all,
I spoke to my boss. I'm like, can I get Mania off? He's like, can I have Super Bowl off next year? I'm like, fuck, I told you to have Super Bowl off this year. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Let us know what you thought of this week's episode of SmackDown in those comments below, Facebook group, or that Discord with the hashtag Wrestling Talks. Before we jump into the dirt sheet dash.
Dish in the dirt. With
we will take a quick look at Fastlane, because Fastlane is the upcoming pay-per-view.
Yes.
We will talk about the predictions that did come from. Actually, I'll explain this now.
I unfortunately missed out. So
every Wednesday before a pay-per-view, we use the power of WWE 2K19 to predict the outcome of said pay-per-view. The matches are as follows. So I'll let you know what the match is, what 2K19 predicted, and then what we think will happen. Kickoff show, number 1. Yes. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. WWE 2K19 predicted that Andrade will win.
Ooh.
Which I agree.
Yeah, I could say that.
Raw Tag Team Championship. The Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. 2K19 predicted the Revival retain.
Ooh.
I personally think it'll go to Black and Ricochet.
Yeah, I think so too.
Only because it's one of those situations, like the Revival have kind of talked about leaving anyway, and I think they may have done, they may have set up the belt for them to have the belt as a precautionary measure in case they want to bounce.
Yeah.
But they're like, Aleister Black and Ricochet better.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's one of those things like we'll give them the belt and see if the interest changes.
Yeah.
In my circles, the interest hasn't changed, so...
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
And Bobby Roode and Gable, they've had it and they're boring.
Yeah.
Women's Tag Team Championship match between the Boston Hug Connection and Nia Jax and Tamina. 2K19 predicts the Boston Hug Connection retain, which they will.
See that? Yeah, of course.
As they move into Mania to take on Trish and Lita.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Please be a thing.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and Miz and Shane McMahon. The win goes to the Usos.
Ooh.
Says 2K19, and I agree.
Yeah.
Because what they'll be doing is they'll be setting up some turns, probably potentially the Miz. As he causes them.
I was going to say, do you reckon it'll be? I was going to say, I thought it might be the opposite. Shane might lose.
I see the Miz getting too emotionally invested in the match and causing a loss.
Oh, because his dad's going to be there.
And then
Dad's like, "Oh, you suck."
And on top of that, as we saw last time they lost into the Usos, he was just so distraught. He spent the next 2 days just having a real shit time. And so I think that will turn a change of emotions for Miz, and he'll get mad, and that will result in a Shane v Miz at Mania.
Ooh.
SmackDown Women's Championship, Asuka versus Mandy Rose. 2K19 says Asuka will retain.
Yes.
And I agree. That's not happening.
Agreed.
The Shield versus Drew McIntyre, the Drew versus three-man blend. Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley. 2K19 predicts the Shield to win.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree.
Oh, yeah.
You agree?
I agree.
You agree.
Definitely agree.
Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. 2K19 predicts that Becky will win by a disarm her submission.
Awesome.
To be specific.
Which obviously is going to bring the triple threat to Mania, which is definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's be
that
honest.
Will happen. And finally, this one's controversial. WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens. 2K19 initially predicted that Daniel Bryan would retain by count out. So Kevin gets out of the ring too long, loses. Because count outs are stupid. Yeah. I reran it. And because we were drinking and it was fun.
Yeah.
So we ran it again. Kevin Owens wins. Personally,
I definitely
I think Daniel retains.
Yeah, I reckon Daniel will retain. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't see any belts change aside from the NXT guys.
Yeah.
I don't see
any belts changing hands.
No. But even then,
especially with Mania right on the heel of it, it'd be.
The tough part here as well is as our good dirt sheet giver Dash has reported in the past that Aleister Black is to be connected to SmackDown. So saying that it is very likely for him to get the Raw belt now, and then hold it until Mania, and then in the reshuffle he's forced to vacate it and change brands. Yeah. But even that's like in order to force him to vacate the belt is a little bit shifty, a little bit shitty. So I don't know what that means. If he is sort of being preemptively drafted to SmackDown, I don't know what that means for the belt. Yeah. If they were to win the belt. Yeah. I don't have an answer for that.
Interesting.
What's your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by that because obviously we do know that he is believed to be going to SmackDown. So yeah, maybe it is an after Mania, after Shuffle, like he'll be put onto SmackDown as that part of the roster. So if they do win the titles, yeah, that's a tricky one.
It's a toughie.
It's a very tricky one.
Damn toughies, they say. Yeah. No one but me.
Yeah.
Finally, so let us know what your predictions are for the upcoming Fastlane pay-per-view.
Talk to me. I need friends.
Yeah, we'll be no doubt because it is the Labor Day public holiday here in Victoria. It's very likely I'll be watching it. And
I definitely will
very likely be on Twitter.
Yep. I will be live tweeting the shit out of that. Sorry, guys. # spoilers.
All right. So that brings us to the final section of the show each week as we dish the dirt with Dirt Sheet Dash.
Oh, yeah.
He has 1, 2, 3 bits of dirty deets.
Bring it, Dash.
Yeah, dirty deets. I like that.
Yeah, dirty deets.
Samoa Joe versus John Cena at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
John Cena recently revealed on social media that he will be a part of an autograph signing in New York City on April 5th during WrestleMania weekend. According to WrestlingNews.co, company sources indicated that John Cena will be facing Samoa Joe at WrestleMania 35. Yeah. While not confirmed, there are apparently people within the company that believe this match will be happening. John Cena has reportedly been pushing for a match with Joe since the start of their careers in UPW.
Ooh.
Cena and Joe had been scheduled for a feud last year prior to Joe suffering an injury. Now, Joe had name-dropped Cena during this week's SmackDown Live, which some are seeing as the first tease of a possible match. And although he didn't say that, the intentional mentions of John Cena from R-Truth says something.
Yeah. That is freaking cool.
That would be an awesome match.
I would absolutely love to see that because Joe, much like John Cena, is an absolute like workhorse when it comes to wrestling. Like he's always there. He's always putting in 110%, and that would be one hell of a match. And why are you not on silent? Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I think they'll bring the best out of each other. I think it'll be a very tight match.
Yeah.
I can't wait
very
to see
technical
it.
match.
I just want to see John Cena get choked out.
Yeah. Honestly, I love John Cena. He was my first ever WWE crush. But yeah, you're going down to a coquina, man.
I can't wait to see it.
You coquina can't see me.
The next up, Tommaso Ciampa is injured and will be forced to relinquish NXT title. WWE confirmed that Tommaso Ciampa will be having neck surgery in the coming week. NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa will undergo neck surgery tomorrow, to be specific. WWE.com has confirmed. Following a medical evaluation today, Ciampa has been scheduled for an anterior cervical fusion, according to WWE doctors. Ciampa isn't going to be able to wrestle for, quote, for a long time.
Yeah, that's a serious surgery.
And added that he will be forced to vacate the NXT title. Now, initially when I did hear that he was injured, I assumed it was a fuck knee from when he had Sheamus fall on it. However, that does appear not to be the case.
I read that earlier today, actually, that it was a neck injury, and I was devastated for him.
Yeah, it's a real bummer because
fusions, they're fucked.
Yeah, NXT is brilliant, and their time on NXT has been fantastic. So I'm thinking we might jump into NXT soon.
Yeah.
2 matches.
Yeah.
We might be able to squeeze it in the show.
Yeah.
Maybe if we try. But I've watched last week and this week. The last 2 weeks. It's fucking gold, man. It's gold.
Yeah, and
it's the real concern for me in this is Gargano and Ciampa were looking to enter the Dusty Rhodes tag team memorial
classic
whatever
thing.
As part of NXT.
Yeah.
So that looks like that's gone with DIY no longer being able to go. He was scheduled to defend the belt at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Pardon me. So in other words, there will be a match, potentially a singles match or sort of maybe like a multi-man match for the NXT title come Brooklyn. Saying that also doesn't it's that weird concern line of like, well, if Ciampa's out and if they had plans for Ciampa and Gargano, what does that mean for Gargano? He did just lose the North American Championship to Velveteen Dream in a fucking brilliant match. If you don't watch NXT, go watch that match between Gargano and Velveteen Dream. It is amazing. Dylan, who's a friend, like PopC Dylan, who is currently living with me for a little while. We were watching together, and he's like, "This is one of the best things I've ever seen." I'm like, "Yeah, they try hard, man. Like they try really mega hard in NXT." So for that, if there's no longer plans to bring Gargano up, because I thought they'll maybe bring them up together, they may find a way, or just as per their DIY tag team, it's like, I'm gonna give it to you. And then someone like, you can't do that. It's like, oh, I guess we have to fight for it.
Yeah, shivers.
That last part I made up, but who knows?
For some reason, I don't know why, when you said Brooklyn, this song popped into my head, and I was like, why do I know this song? And it's this old tag team. I can't remember what they call themselves, but I remember the names were like Shad and JTG. Now they're like these gangster guys. There was one episode where they were like throwing Lita's bra out to people and stuff like that. These guys are funny, but they're like little intros like Brooklyn, and they're like, we're bringing the hood to you. Man, I don't know why that came into my head as soon as you said Brooklyn, but if anybody remembers Shad and JTG and what they were called, please tell me, because I want to go back and watch them because they were the funniest.
Now, I'm not going to read the title of this one because it buries the lead, and I want to kind of build it up.
Mystery.
Speaking with my own sources, says Dash, there is now backstage talk that the WWE Championship match that was originally scheduled to be a singles match between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston at Mania is now scheduled to be a fatal 4-way.
Ooh.
The match will now have Daniel Bryan defending the belt against Mustafa Ali,
of course,
Kevin Owens, and Kofi Kingston.
Of course.
With Owens being the favorite to walk out with the title and have a long feud with Kofi heading into SummerSlam. While Daniel Bryan will work a program with Mustafa Ali after Mania, it is interesting to note that AJ Styles was originally visioned to regain the championship at Mania this year, but is still not working a program, but is now working a program with Randy. Styles has still not signed a new agreement with WWE and is still working on a handshake deal.
Interesting. Well then, I could definitely see that playing out.
I want to see that. Like, real bad.
I definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
But I don't think KO will walk out with a belt.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I think he may walk.
I think
it's this. I think he may walk out of Fastlane with it, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
And then there's that build up to coming back. Okay, this is what I'm thinking.
It's tricky.
This is a balls to the wall theory here. As I snort in the microphone.
Talk me through it.
Daniel loses at Fastlane.
Yes.
Kevin Owens holds the belt.
Yes.
Go into Mania.
Yes.
Becomes a fatal 4-way.
Yes.
We get Kevin Owens by himself. Oh wait, no, take that back. We get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I take that back. At Fastlane, we see Kevin Owens with Sami Zayn because we got Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
Yeah.
He needs that support.
Yes.
Sami Zayn returns from injury at Fastlane.
Yeah, because obviously they were pegging the whole, this week they were pegging the whole, you have no friends, you don't have a 7-foot giant to be here because you don't have friends. It's like, yep, I did that to myself. So that would be interesting to see. Yeah. He does have a friend.
So then moving into Mania, see Kevin Owens with Sami Zayn in his corner.
Yes.
We see Daniel Bryan with Rowan or potentially Harper. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Then we get Kofi Kingston with the New Day by his side.
Of course.
And the only one I don't have an answer for yet is Ali and someone.
Interesting.
And some people with him. I don't know who's going to be with him. And I like the idea that like there's this going on and they all... Because like they all have their own faction. They all have their own group.
See, I like the idea of Ali being like the underdog on his own. Like, you know, had to prove something. So I don't think Ali will have anyone with him. I have a feeling he'll be on his
don't
own.
get me wrong. I still want our Bryan versus Bryan family versus
obviously,
New Day.
obviously Mustafa Ali is like super like underrated in the sense that like nobody thinks anything of him. So him being there on their own, like everybody else is going to be focusing on everyone else. That he's just going to like come out of the ashes and just be like, hey, you guys screwed up and take the win.
Yeah, so, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I do want my Bryan family versus New Day, but the more and more I'm thinking that might be unlikely. Yeah. What a fucking. What do you mean? A random thing that we came up with may not be a likelihood. What a shame.
You know what? I would love to see though. I would love to see a Mustafa Kofi pairing because those two are both phenomenal athletes. They're very similar in their styles. I really think that them going 1-on-1. I know obviously we were talking before about, you know, good guy versus good guy type thing, but I feel like if they just had even just one match, I just want to see it. Like I would love to see those two against each other. Like that would be phenomenal. Like they would be so much fun to watch, and I guarantee I'd be on the edge of my chair like squealing like a high school girl. Like I'd definitely love to see that. Yeah.
I agree. Let us know what you think of Dash's dirt sheet predictions, and who do you think would be with Mustafa Ali in our made-up scenario? Let us know. Facebook, comments, Discord.
Tweet us.
And that brings us to the ending of this week's episode of The Young and the Wrestlers. I hope you had a damn good time listening to our shit, because you can listen to this show every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the YouTube, on the podcast services, including iTunes. And if you are on iTunes, be sure to give us a 5-star review and a little bit of an answer like, these guys are fucking cool. Because miraculously this week again we entered the new and noteworthy section. So big thank you to everyone who does jump in there and gives a download, gives a nice little push, and helps potentially gets us into the eyes of some other wrestling fans. So thank you once again. Yes, and if you want to join that wrestling conversation, head to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/thepopculturists. Me as well as Discord, links in the description below. If you want to support Pop Culturists on your body, head to popculturists.com/shop, where you can buy shirts. Not this one, not that one, but PopC, Young and the Wrestlers related. Brand new design up right now, heavily inspired by the Attitude Era WWE logo.
My era.
It's brilliant. Thank you very much once again to James from Pixel Beast. He designs a big hunk of our shirts. He is a brilliant person.
Great.
And then we are at Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturist, although there's no direct tier for Young and the Wrestlers or anything to it right now. It's like just free samples because we're trying to get as many eyes as possible. But who knows? In the future, we might pay box stuff, so suck it.
Yeah.
We are on Twitch, twitch.tv/thepopculturist, where you can see us predict the wrestling on the Wednesday before a pay-per-view. So we're already preemptively looking at Mania. I'm like, we may have to start early that day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one.
That's gonna be a long one. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I am the United States champion, Samoa Jem.
See you next week.